Welcome to the APL Spotlight Series. Incredible guests the world over with amazing insights, experiences, and super high vibes frequencies to share with all of us. Coming back to us, Ursula Lentine from Atlanta, Georgia, third generation intuitive psychic healer. She's got a lot of hats that she wears, but she holds space for others. She helps people get their answers. She's a lot of fun. She's been on the show a lot, the regular show, this offshoot series, and also the Mind, Body, Spirit panels. Ursula, good to see you again. Welcome back.
Always a pleasure, Michael. Thank you for having me.
Hey, let's go big picture and off the beaten path, but not really. How big is this galaxy, this universe, this cosmos, and are we alone in the universe? Can you talk to us
We
about
we
how
are
things are shaped?
less, yeah, in comparison, for reference, we are less than not the head of a pin, the point of a pin in the world in larger. We are so like baby birds. We have no idea. We are definitely not here alone. Do you know how dumb we are as a species? Like, we don't exist on our own. I promise you. We are getting a lot of help. I think we're an experiment. I think we're here to evolve like the lowest, version. In a way, we're little heroes, but as far as how big the earth is, we're the size of ants.
Do we have to worry too much about China, the Middle East, and all those details, the complexity, the negativity side of things? Or is there something bigger happening?
There is definitely something bigger happening. Worrying adds to the demise. So we're in a cycle of destruction, darkness. The nature of darkness is self-destructing. Look at drugs and alcohol and liars and cheaters and everything, right? They're just heading downhill. So we have been in a 2,000-year cycle. It's called the Piscean age, and now we're in the Aquarian age. Piscean is power over. So the patriarch system's falling apart, like the slavery ideas are falling, I'm powerless, I'm a victim. All of that is going away. That's so old style now. And what's new is the divine feminine rising. So you're going to see a lot of women speaking their truth. People are not going to put up with nonsense anymore. And things are going to course correct. But as in any cycle, there is a destructive period while we're growing. So that's why we see a lot of chaos. So there's, past the popcorn. There's nothing we can do right now. Just be a good person, make better choices, and move towards the future, and don't worry about the past because it's collapsing.
And the part about taking heart, and I mean that literally and figuratively. So, how can each of us daily take heart more?
Kindness towards ourselves, because we can only give or receive love to the capacity that we love ourselves. So if we're not loving ourselves, we're not going to be a great person in the world. So if we need to all be doing our work, it's to increase self-love and therefore love receiving and giving to others.
What happens if I'm in my brain a lot and I'm not even sure I'm doing self love? How do I know?
By the way you feel. So we can ask a simple exercise is, how am I feeling now? So a lot of people walk around with no feeling and they're just like nothing, numb, so then you're okay, that is a feeling. So see if you can feel something better, different, more alive.
Can you give us four nature examples, like the tree in the backyard? Run up, say hello to the tree, touch the bark, and maybe even get a hug, give a hug.
Yeah, so hugging trees is for real. Like, we've lost that art. We've lost so much information. Not even the Native Americans can teach us, the indigenous people, because they've even lost it. And they were the story keepers. They were the keepers of how to interact with nature. So now all of us, especially our children coming in, will learn more the sensitivities of what nature is. Science is catching up with spiritual practices, and they're like, oh, when you go outside, there's a lot of ions. And when you look at uneven tree lines and things like that, our brain rearranges in the parasympathetic. Okay, fine. Just go out in nature. So one is to sit on earth, like no blanket or anything. You can have clothes on, but just sit on the earth and ground. Like, say I'm one with Mother Earth. I'm rooted and grounded to Mother Earth because we have a basic chakra and pranic healing that is the base of our hip bones. And when we root like that, not standing, but sitting on planet Earth and breathing in through the crown and breathing into the earth, and then inhaling from the earth and breathing up. So inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And then we feel more rooted and connected to Mother Earth instead of all the chaos and the 5G and all the things out here trying to get our attention, moving us away from who we truly are, centered and, little beings on the planet.
And how about looking at the night sky? Why don't you share something there? How can a person at least, again, be in their heart, take courage just by looking at a night sky? Hopefully in Hawaii, where it's 10 times brighter, those stars.
Right. Light pollution is real. So if there's any opportunity to drive in the country or, sleep or whatever, I often sleep outside. So when I sleep outside, my sense is expand. I expand into the sky. And when I'm in the house, I kind of just concentrate my energy in. So I'll go into my body, but kind of fly out and do the things that people do at night, because we both say, really. So we're doing things at night that we don't even know. And then we come back and have a daytime experience as well. So when we're sleeping or just being outside at night, again, to lay on the ground, because then you'll have this grounding thing. And then to expand, imagine you are up with the stars, you're one with the stars. So let go of your humanness and your stories and anxiety and depression and all the things, and just become one with the stars, and they'll seem to come closer. So they're, in a way, they're like rays of light, and they're pointing at us.
Can you share a specific, some point in your life, an angel stepped in, dream time, not in the ocean and Anguilla, or Antigua, sorry. But you shared that on one of the other shows you were on. Can you share when the universe stepped in, you had a direct experience that's relatable right now?
I mean, it happens regularly. Okay, today I have been looking for meditation space for my Tuesday meditations, and we're growing, and it's time. I've been corresponding with this lady for 2 years because they were renovating. And I went there and she's like, well, I said, perfect. So it's everything that I've been planning on, everything I wanted, the right size, the right chairs, the right ceiling height, the right location, close to the door, like everything I wanted. And there it was. For instance, I'm saying today I made a documentary and I need a theater. My friend says, oh, there's a theater. I live 10 houses from the corner. There's a theater. You can walk. And I met with her and she's like, here it is. Yes, it's available on the dates you want. Everything's fine. It's completely affordable. Blah, blah, blah. Both today.
All right, let's put you to work. We're going to put up some actual photos of angels, but people can close their eyes or they can hit pause. They can do their own listening at home. If you want to punt, just be like, hey, angels, dream time tonight. Suck it to me. Get me some answers, or at least say hello. If you want to allow for angels to be full on humans around you in society and say hi, Ursula, is that possible to see an angel in full human form?
Yes, because Michael, duh, we're all angels already. Okay, so you want to be angels out there? No, we're already angels. We have that galactic cellular universe, right? So just take a cell, look at it in a microscope, and you stare at it for a while. You become one with the cell. So the observer effect is the cell is looking at you, and you're looking at the cell, and you stay.
Well, we broke up there just a little bit.
Ego dissolve. You become one with the stars. So where does it become soul and where does it become angel? There's no line. We're all super connected. So when you look at a newborn, You don't go, oh, look at this little human. You go, oh, it's an angel. These came from heaven. Like, where do babies come from? So where's the line between that little creature is an angel from heaven to this little 5-year-old brat, right? There's still an angel inside. You're still an angel inside. Everybody's an angel. So it's to look at one another and say, oh, there's an angel dwelling inside of, there's a spirit inside of them.
Can we have you listen to a few angels? I'll put up Joy first. What does she have for all of us as a quick reminder?
It's inside. What we're looking for is inside.
And then I've got a Charlotte, everybody's favorite school teacher from third grade with words meant to help you expand. What's Charlotte saying for all of us?
Loving kindness, no matter who you are or what you do.
And I've got Min, oceany, soft-spoken professor, very, very watery angel.
Less talking, more listening.
And I know Archangel Uriel said 10 years ago, if more people would listen, less conflict would result in any given situation. Here's Dale, an angel, very down to earth, Greg Kinnear like, great coach.
Yeah. If you only knew. Meaning, you don't know everybody's backstory. So even if they're acting like a jerk, people who have bad backstories act like jerks.
Hmm.
So if we look at them like, I know you're being a jerk right now, but your backstory must have been something horrific for you to act like that.
Oof, good one. Here's 4 archangels, Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel. There's 3 more off camera. I cropped it. Oh, well. You
More
feel it?
playing, more playing. You see us, we're playing. Be like children and play. Don't spend so much time alone. Too much time alone uh, is too much for the mind. So when you're with your friends, play, 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 you'll move into your heart.
Wow. That's that's exactly what Archangel Gabriel said like 10 or 12 years ago. I've got it written down. How mankind can expand more interaction with each other. Human to human contact allows soul to soul interactions.
Yes.
And just to
Oh,
make the point, yeah,
oh, look, we're doing that exactly right now.
here's Archangel Gabriel. Here's something to that point, but also something else.
Don't dim your light. Be very bright, just like me.
And Archangel Michael solo, get a beautiful hug or something in the air around you, and then an answer.
Hmm. Hmm. We're like bubbles. See, there's two bubbles on the side there. We're only in an existence for a flash. Use your time wisely.
Here's Harmony, but she chose the word tranquility. She's still Harmony. Supposed to be rainbow light. And people could put their hand out, hit pause, feel what you can feel, don't judge, like a fireplace, but not warmth necessarily. It could be sparkle. What's Harmony saying?
Mm-hmm. Share a smile. It's for free.
Okay, a couple more. I'll do Dull Knife, Unconditional Love, Spirit Guide, Treetop level, Wisdom with some humor. You might catch, and that's Dull Knife. Historical name, his original name was Morning Star. You might catch one of those 60 sacred scents in the air around you: sage, sweetgrass, tobacco, juniper, pine, cedar. I could keep going on. Did you already get something in the air?
Yeah, it's yes.
Okay. What are you hearing from him?
So I see a woods scene, lots of trees, but they're all rooted in the same soil. Everybody's different, but we're all coming from the same place.
Gonna light some sage. We're putting you through the ringer today. Folks at home, if you don't know about this, you can smell sage. It helps to see it, but you can just ask an angel to bring you incense from India or the chiefs to bring you something special and sacred. You don't have to light anything. Here I am lighting something, and you're watching this a year in the future. You're in Christchurch, New Zealand, Melbourne, Hawaii, or Paducah. Okay, here's the smoke. What will you allow for daily? Forget all the angels, sage stuff, and galactic stuff. What will you allow for more daily? Just a little more breathing, smiling, joy. Okay, you're already getting the sage, Ursula, in Atlanta. What else are you getting? Can you hear universal advice from everybody all at once? Not yelling kumbaya, a little more substantive.
As soon as you lit that thing, the breeze picked up, the birds chirp more, and it's kind of a magical long shadow time of day around here.
What have you learned to let go of in the last year, 5 years, 10 years, or it was 20 years ago, a very important launch pad for your journey? Could you share one of those lessons that may still be a work in progress, but the point is we all have to go through these lessons.
Yeah, expectation. So that documentary I mentioned, I made it 3 years ago. So I was like, oh, I'm going to make the thing. We're going to launch it, blah, 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 right? And here it is later. And I'm like, oh, I still haven't done the thing, right? And I think it's me. But then I remember like, oh, you're not in charge of anything. So
Hmm.
I'm like, okay, there's a timing beyond my control, my expectation. I'll just go along and things will happen. And then later I'll see, like, oh, yes, this was the right and perfect time for that to happen.
Talk to us more about the divine feminine. If someone out there hears that phrase, but they don't get it, maybe they're more
Mm-hmm.
masculine or they just haven't identified with that type of terminology. There's 30,000 groupings of terminology. I mispronounce half of them, plus people's names. So it doesn't have to be words. You can flow past English or whatever you're listening to right now. Talk to us about how important it is, though. Love is love, divine feminine's divine feminine. Talk to us about all that.
Okay, so feminine is not feminist. You just even the word feminist, you can get into an argument about what that actually means. So the word is feminine. So my context for that is the yin yang. So yin or yin, and yang. It's not like yin and yang. That's our American. Anyway, yin is receptive.
Hmm.
It's soft. It's vessel. It is passive. So then the women who are like, oh, don't be passive. Oh, no, don't, not like that. Passive, like if a storm is coming, I'm going to be a pole and the energy can go around me. I'm not going to fight. I'm not going to be a wall.
Hmm.
So passive is not aggressive. Yang is like the male organ. It's like a, pointing and going and moving and directing and pushing, where the feminine is receptive.
Ooh.
So we can create human beings, right? So there's no weakness in the receptivity. Because of that power over masculine leadership, women have become masculine to compete and work in the work world and be single moms and do all the things. So we've adapted to be masculine, but in the meantime, we're exhausted because it's not our natural way. So when you have a divine feminine, it is a way more powerful energy than a male dominance. So if they say, oh, when a little kid gets under the car, the woman has enough, she can lift it up. Okay, that's the kind of when a mother, a bear energy,
Mhm.
get out of the way. When a mom has had enough and she's fed up, even if she's not your mom and she's going off, everybody's terrified. That's the kind of divine feminine power. So you have high power, but you also have a softness in the delivery. Mothers have a consciousness and they're aware of everything going on. They make a decision for the greater good. Those are feminine qualities. Now, when you say divine, we're more of in our goddess sense, in our higher soul sense, in our timeless sense. So now we're coming in if you want to put it all in one word, grace.
Hmm.
So when women are in a state of grace, they will be intuitive, they will have clear words, they will be directive, as far as, here's my vision. And then the yang energy can come in and make it happen. It's a lot of the higher versions of a true woman's qualities. Men can have these as well, but their leadership's going to be different style.
Right now in society, especially in America, or at least on YouTube and other outlets, there's a preponderance of alien, UFO, galactic experts telling us how it is, and disclosure is slowly happening. It's already here, however you want to describe it. But there will be people telling a narrative that's filled with fear or control, or this is how it is. Before you answer, I'm going to put up two angel photos, Charlotte and Min. And if you could if you could share with us what we need to know about the whole big picture.
Of course, we're not here alone. You see the Min picture with all the pink and yellow. See how she's almost in a galaxy. You see her coloring all around her. It's not one dimension. It is multi. That's we're not. Of course, Michael. How can we exist on this planet all by ourselves and there is no other life force energy? No, of course there is. We just can't see it. We don't know it. They don't tell us all of that stuff. So maybe some people with more intelligence have seen it and known it, but they're like, oh, these children can't handle it. We're going to keep it for ourselves. Now, because we're having more change and awareness and transparency, it's coming out. But the people who are in power, the controllers of the world, will manipulate the information to their benefit.
Right.
So if you can scare people, you can control them.
Mm-hmm.
And we're moving away from that. So it's kind of like they're losing. It's their last ditch effort to scare people. But the aliens don't necessarily have to be against us. Why would we think that?
Yep. Without getting into too much complexity or touching on negativity, what do these four archangels, Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, Uriel, say about all the people who are abusing fellow humans or control, power, money, all that stuff? What do they say is happening for them?
They're collapsing. They're collapsing. The ugliness is being unearthed so we can see it, so we can own it, so we can say, oh, I'm not going to let this happen again. Remember the cost and all of that, right? When the information got out to the general public, everybody was horrified. And the people said, never again. We're going to use this as an example to say never again. We're going to tell the stories, we're going to show the pictures, never again. So in a way, this is the time for us to see this stuff and say, we can't allow this anymore. That's when the divine is going to come in. She's going to have good boundaries to say, we're not going backwards. That was not okay. And we need to have love as our guide and as the answer to how do we solve this problem.
Mm. Which star people, alien group, could you share something about or you've had an experience with? Is it Pleiadians, Arcturians, folks from Andromeda, Orion, Sirius? I don't know if I said Pleiadian before, I've lost track, but there's a lot out there. Light beings. Can you share? Even angels have been giving their backgrounds. Not all are from elsewhere. Some are from Earth, some are cosmic. It's like Green Lanterns. If you've ever seen the movie where there's a bunch of different folks, different looks, different shapes, sizes, colors, but they all wear the same green outfit. They're here, unconditional love to help us all. Which group would you like to just share something about?
I don't know those groups. I don't study that. I'm too grounded in a way, even though, you know, so if you think like some people are like, I don't know about all that. Okay, the earth dwellings that we are, there's people from Asia, there's people from North America, there's South America. So we look different. And they're like, oh, those people have different color skin because of the climate or whatever. So just like there's different peoples on the planet, there's different community also from other locations that we don't know because of our ignorance. So we can't say, oh, they don't exist because I don't see them. Not everything is measurable. So the scientists say it doesn't exist until we can measure it. And the spiritual people say, well, how do you measure love? Do you not feel love? Do you not know love? So, there's that kind of thing. So when we say, oh, I don't know about aliens, we can say we don't have enough information. But if you think about it, it makes perfect sense that if we're a planet here, as above, so below, why can't there be other existences beyond our comprehension? Just like when they say on the sound line, what is sound? We hear a short area of this, but the sound bar keeps going. We just can't hear it. So if we only know this, who's to say there is something greater? We just don't know it.
I've got 18 pages of quotes here. Eckhart Tolle, Winnie the Pooh, Rumi, Einstein, you name it. I'm going to pick a few here randomly, even a few angel quotes. And then I'm going to read three and get your reaction. It could be spontaneous. Sarah, an angel, said, freedom happens when walls are removed. Mother Teresa said in 2015, after she passed over, compassion is like a deep breath for many. And
that one's about resistance. So when both of them are actually, so these walls and resistance, the ego is protective. Danger, I'm in danger. Don't trust anybody. Don't, try something new. Don't think outside the box. So when stuff new comes to us, like love, we'll resist. New opportunity or new friend or a new that. Like, I don't want it. So this resistance is the wall. Compassion is opposite of judgment. So if I'm judging somebody, there's a wall up. Oh, they're different than I am. Protect myself. So you have all these walls, and then if you let the walls down, oh, we have more in common than we don't. Oh, they're not a bad person. They just had a bad time, and now they're nice. I'm nice, and I'm offering them nice, and they're offering me nice.
I'll read a couple more quotes. These are definitions of compassion from angels directly. Compassion is just being and trusting the outcome to be of the highest intent for all. And Abe, the Abraham of old, an angel on everyone's team, said, compassion is not judging, taking action with no thought. And one last one from Archangel Raphael. Compassion is releasing fears and judgments. Can you revisit what you were just saying again, based on those quotes?
Yeah. So compassion, I mean, each of those that they're limited in their definition, and that's okay because that's how we get there, little by little by little. And then you get a deeper understanding. You're like, oh, so compassion, it's easy to think about compassion compared to sympathy. So sympathy is like, oh, you poor person, like your troubled soul, like, oh, I feel sorry for you. Compassion is, you're suffering. I know what it is to suffer. I don't like suffering either. Please don't suffer. Suffering sucks. I see that you're suffering. All of those are compassionate things. Like you don't want to be in the dungeon with them, but you feel for them. And sometimes when you're in the dungeon and you look up and somebody's there and they're like, are you okay? What are you doing down there? Do you want to come out? That's compassion. Because when we're down in the dungeon and we're alone, that's a trauma. You can go through hell, but if you have somebody, it's not that bad. They say a burden shared is cut in half. So when people are alone is when they really, really suffer. So that's why we were talking earlier, to be in community, to hang with your friends, to be playful.
I'm going to push some light your way, looking like a goose, a swan, or playing ping pong, but I'm cheating with two paddles. And I'm going to blow through the microphone. If we could have a lot of angels, beings of light, come in and just inspire you in a whole new direction for another topic, plus get a hug along the way. Here comes that whoosh if you're ready in Atlanta. I'm in Texas, and anyone can feel this. Close your eyes if you need to, play it over. You're getting out of your own way into your big, big, big heart, or a catcher's mitt if you want a baseball analogy. You're just receiving. Here it comes.
Mm.
First Goodwill hunting. How about them apples? What'd you get?
It was funny, kind of like a cobweb. So it was, like lines of a cobweb, but more straight. And then it kind of came and wrapped around me.
A cobweb, like a good cobweb, like light and stuff?
Like a grid,
Oh, okay, good.
like a
So,
like a light grid.
yeah, nobody should be afraid of spiders or cobwebs. Okay. And then what's the message you're getting out of all that? Where do you want to take it?
We are way more connected than we want to be or think we are, because everyone marches around like me, 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 me. And again, it's collapsing because it's really they showed me the M-E, and they flipped up the M and it's a W. So it's really around the we. Yeah. It's more we than me. You can't exist by yourself.
Mm,
And that's the deal. Remember, COVID was isolating, everybody separate, don't trust, don't like, don't hug, don't kiss, don't communicate. Divide and conquer. United we stand.
all right, let's close this out. What's the final message for everybody? How do we keep our chin up, appreciate that we're already staying the course? We're already firmly in our hearts, no matter what our brain or society is telling us. How do we let go and open openness itself, or be in our hearts more?
I heard three things: keep it simple, stay together, and look to the future.
Ursula Lentine in Atlanta, Georgia, amazing healer, amazing service you've been doing for a very long time for others. You've been around the block. Thank you for doing what you do. Great to see you again.
You too. Thank you. Always a pleasure. Insightful. I learned a lot as I was speaking. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Michael.